Well, hello everybody. It's not the video I wanted to shoot, but I'm gonna shoot it. I know I'm late. I know I told people to tune in, but I'm gonna postpone the $14 trillion USA promised public debt, which has to be done. I'm gonna do it, but it's not gonna be today. There's a law firm from the United Kingdom, and it's from Edmonton, London. Edmonton, London invited me, promised to pay my way. Come, we want to talk to you about economics. We want you to present Alberta all the way to British Columbia and even Alberta all the way to New Brunswick. This is for natural gas, and which is a lake, a great lake in Alberta for all Canadians. Oil, deep sea oil platforms to get it out there at world market prices. Same prices benchmarked for London, England. Highest prices in the entire world for the same product. Okay, so folks, I've been a union worker, a trade worker. I'm a graduated economist. I worked in union atmospheres, non-union atmospheres, you name it, direct client. I've done it. I'm a well-seasoned tradesman. I'm at the end of my golden years, so to speak, your best years far behind you. I've got trade knowledge, but something happened to me a number of years ago in Edmonton, Alberta, and I was sanctioned. I was sanctioned not only in Edmonton, Alberta, I was sanctioned right across the country of Canada. Sanctioned basically the same as what is defined in Canada as a savage Indian. I'm not First Nations. People always ask me that. I'm not. If there is any genetic DNA in my family history, it's South American. There's a possibility of it. I haven't followed up on it, but yeah, there's a possibility of South American Indigenous in my family lineage. There's a number of decades. I don't go into it. Who cares? I don't care. I'm a regular third-class Canadian citizen. I joined the Pipefitters Local 488 many years ago, in my early years of my life, as did my father and a great uncle. We have many generations. I joined it. I did a wildcat strike in 2007, Edmonton, Alberta. We shut down. We had the largest presence of any labor movement in Canadian history in Alberta. Yes, for a year we planned it. Yes, I was at the height of it. Yes, we shut down all major oil and natural gas facilities in Alberta. We were more than 10,000 strong. We were very planned and organized. Yes, I was at the top of that. Yes, it was ruled a wildcat strike. My union, which I was a member of, Local 488, said, no, you're not going to do this. We had a change of our business manager. Before that, I worked on temporary foreign workers, all the abuses. I did the marches. I don't hate immigrants. I fought for immigrant rights. You'll find me on all kinds of earlier presentations on such. Really serious abuses, folks. Abuses of magnitude that are not of the best of humanity. In fact, the human rights violations. Always, forever, and a day, Canada. Government just welcomes it, embodies it. This has been Liberals, it's been Conservatives, and it's been the NDP for a very long time. I didn't know politics at that time. I was a very young man, but I had Christianity in my upbringing. I had two parents who worked extremely hard, as did my grandparents, as my great grandparents, and we can go on through my family tree, always to do the right by people, never judge people like a book by a cover, read the book, get to know people. I've always tried to be what my parents instilled in me, and there was a great wrong done by a union, and it was the local 488 plumbers and pipe fitters. I was ostracized. I was hit with many sanctions that can only be equatable in the Indian Act here in Canada, 1876. And these labor sanctions placed on me of a gross magnitude were done Canada-wide, but I had never worked outside of Alberta, and all labor relations and labor rights Canadians, First Peoples, belong solely to the provinces, not to the federal government, unless you work for the federal government or you're in the Section 91 application of labor. You're working for the federal government in their deemed terms. Well, guess what? They're few and far between, and I never ever worked in any federal industries, no federal jurisdictions ever in my life. In fact, all the years I put in with the local 488, Alberta UA, United Plumbers and Pipe Fitters, I never worked for any government. I worked in the private sector, so I fell within Labor Relations Code, which is solely for the province of Alberta, but the organization deemed that I needed to be punished, sanctioned, like a government sanction. I needed to be sanctioned Canadian-wide. Everywhere I go, I had to be sanctioned, I had to be punished. Yes, we get into Masonic, we get into the Freemasons, sure we do, and they're not what people say. They're a weak organization, way, way under government. But with all that, and treated like a savage Indian, basically my labor would always be subject to serious abuses, like all First Nations. And people ask me, why do you care so much about the First Nations? Well, I needed to learn what the unions were all about, how could these abuses happen to me, and I learned the Indian Act, because the Indian Act, made in Canada in 1876, was placed on all primary sector unions right across Canada. It was such a good model, an evil model of the Crown, that they said, we're going to apply that to all the primary sector unions. We're going to group them in like the savage Indians. We're going to create a template based off of the same 1933 Enabling Act. We're going to group all of these kind of workforces into one group and treat them like savage Indians. We're going to legislate them that way. We're going to breach the Constitution of Canada. We're going to violate everything we promise to the UK in our preamble. We're going to violate that for these specific workers in primary sector workforces. We're going to degrade all the unions. We're going to treat it like a savage Indian. We're going to create union leaders who are going to be under that. They're going to be paid handsomely. They're going to extort a lot of wealth from those people. And we're going to make it just like the chiefs in Canada. Corruption of the Crown. So that happened to me, and I was sanctioned just like a savage Indian. Not just in Alberta, but for all of Canada. So I took a job with my Boilermaker Union, which is an American union. We pay heavy to Kansas City. They look after us. They give us the power of a we the people American, and my union is great. It's been great. It's allowed me to travel. Yes, I work knuckle to the bone, and I've never had issues with my union. But when I came back to Alberta, I pulled a slip in my union, and apparently the UA Local 488 put out a call registered under the Boilermakers to pull me in, and they got me in, and I've gotten a tremendous amount of emails from the best legal minds in the world. A lot of people looking after me, looking out for me. From Edmonton, London, this group that's inviting me, they promised me through the Labour Party of UK, who is destined to be the next head of state for the United Kingdom. All polls say they're going to be, everything we're looking at's going to be since Boris Johnson, and that's January of 2025. They're saying, come to Edmonton, London. Come meet us. Let us show you labor law bound to your country, bound to Edmonton, Alberta, designed to be administered the same way as your preamble says. You're not wrong. There's other things you have to learn, they're telling me, in a really, really detailed email that I took the time to read. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm a little upset, a little shaken. But they're saying that I'm entitled to $3.7 million Canadian, 2.5 million euro for the abuse I've received since 2007. I go through all the time right across Canada. I work hard, and they promise that I'm entitled to that if I go there and I file against the UA Local 488 for everything done to me since 2007. That isn't the law in the UK. This legal firm's going to show me the way. Said you can do your politics, you're going to do well. In 2025 come, we're going to show you the way. So, I don't know. I think I'm going to go. I'm going to work it out, and I'm going to go in their time slot, and I'm going to go. And that's what I think I'm going to do. And our country is sick, perverted, wrong. It's broken. And, I want to see justice for not just me, for all Canadian subjects, all Canadian First Peoples. That's what I want to do. I don't know, but they're telling me 2.5 million euro, $3.7 million UA owes me. That's what they're telling me. They say I can have it before the election of November 2025, that I can actually do something of legitimacy. I can file with them. They're going to show me the way. They're going to help me through it, to take the time to look at my life and look at my situation, to show me so much I don't know, I don't know. Worked hard my whole life, like so many of you, and a great wrong was done. And, I don't know. I'm going to go see. Love you. God bless. I'm going to process this. I'm going to do it. That's my video. Share. It's real, credible. And you know what? I'm going to go see. What the Labour Party of UK and this law firm has to say. I'm going to do that. God bless. Bye now.